In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a virtual machine using a Terraform in GCP, Google Cloud Platform. For that, you have to go to the Terraform registry page and you have to type Google Compute Instance. And we will use a VS Code for as a code editor. So, for example, we'll first start creating a folder. For example, VM from TF. Okay, VM from TF, and inside this VM from TF we'll create main.tf, and we'll also create provider.tf, and we'll use some service account credentials. First of all, inside the provider.tf we need to get this provider, use provider. Just copy this provider and paste it here. And for configuration options, you have to go to the project, and I will use my Terraform project. You can go to your GCP account, and for example, you can take your the project ID here. I took this one already, so you have to do the same. And we'll use the region. For example, we can say US Central 1, and zone will be US Central 1A, and we will use some credentials. For that, I have already created the service account here. I'll show you compute engine. I am an admin. You have to go and service accounts, and I have already created a service account. Here, as you can see, I have a service account for Terraform, and I have created here. I have to go to manage case, and I have created a case. As you can see, I have a key. If you want to create a key, you have to click this add key and create a new key, and you have to click the JSON but I don't need this. I've already created, so I will go to my file here, PC, and inside my folder I have a case.json here. I can go and put it inside this VM from TF, and I will just direct it here, case.json, as you can see. So our provider.tf is ready. We do not need this anymore. I mean, we can just leave this page. It will be we will be using this provider.tf. So inside the main.tf you have to go to this Terraform compute instance, Google Compute instance, and as you can see, there is an example. It shows how to create. But if you can go, for example, you can click the argument reference, and it shows the required arguments. For example, boot disk machine type is really a name are the most required things to create a virtual machine. So we can also take this, we can also just copy this resource, not to waste a lot of time. Or you can also create it here. For example, resource, you can say Google Compute instance, and you can say VM from Terraform. All right, VM from Terraform, and then we can click the name and say VM from TF or Terraform here as well. And as you can see, we have to go here, and we'll need the machine type, zone. Tags are optional. Let's copy this machine type and zone. Let me zoom it. Here I'll paste it. Machine type, we can take E2 medium, and US Central 1A zone, or you can change the zone as well. But I'll also take the boot disk. I will use a Debian cloud here. If you want, you can just include the labels, but for now let's take the boot disk. Okay, let's take it, and here we'll paste the boot disk also, and we'll also need a network interface. Okay, we'll use a default network, so we do not need to configure access config. All right, And then we also need, um, if you want, you can go and include the metadata startup script. We can also take it. And for the service account, you can also mention it. Email, the Google service account dot default dot email and scopes. But we can only include this metadata startup script. Let me paste it here. I guess this will be just enough. We also need to um, mention one argument that I'm searching, allow stop for update. We can also include this. Let me include this. We have to comment this because this argument is basically, you can go and read the definition. If true, allows Terraform to stop the instance to update its properties. If you try to update the property that requires stopping the instance without setting this field, the update will fail. So for now, we'll not use it, but after we create a virtual machine, and after we created the virtual machine and we want to add some parameters or some arguments, we need to uncomment this. So for now, let's go and new terminal, and I'll go cd the VM from TF, and I will say Terraform init. Let's do this. So after Terraform init, we need to make a Terraform plan. And one more thing I have to mention is that you have to go to IAM and service account. You have to add the compute admin role. Otherwise, it will give some permission deny error. So because I have already provided it, so I will say Terraform plan. So we can say Terraform apply. And yes, hopefully we'll not get an error. If you get an error, you have to go to the IAM. If there is a permission error, you have to go to the IAM and provide a compute admin role, because otherwise it will give you a permission deny error, as I have mentioned it before. So it's, as you can see, apply complete, resource one added. We have to go to our GCP account, and we'll go to compute engine and VM instances, and you will see the instance that we have just created from Terraform. It's using a Terraform. As you can see, the VM from Terraform, the zone is US Central A, and we have an internal IP, but we don't have an external IP. We have to configure it in order to create the external IP. We can SSH, and you can go to this VM from Terraform, and you can see it's running with Central 1A. Machine configuration is E2 medium. Networking, we didn't allow the firewalls. For that, you have to configure. And yeah, this is a really simple, this is a basic, just the basics of creating the virtual machine using a Terraform in GCP. So I would highly recommend you just go to these arguments, these each arguments, read the definitions, and just try to understand and try to practice it by applying these arguments. You can go and also apply the compute firewall in order to create HTTP traffic and some other things. So for now, that's it. Thank you very much, and see you in the next videos.